Good day and hello and welcome to my 100-day project. Today is day 71 and it is the 4th of May, and in this video I will be showing you the collages I have made here in week 11. If you don't know what the 100-day project is, below here under the little word more or in the description box there is a link to a playlist, and find day 1 there. I would explain everything about it. My name is Lisbeth. I'm Danish, mixed media artist who likes to do all sorts of things. It's the 7th time I'm doing this 100-day project this year here, and I have so much other going on, so I have decided to make it a little easier for myself this year, but still participate because I like to do this challenge here. But I have decided to use a substrate 10 by 10 centimeters and making small collages. And every week I change papers, meaning that I have 2 papers from last week I carry on to this week, and then I pick 3 new papers, so I have 5 different papers, and then I have a special paper of some kind. And that is what I do. I save 2 from today, not today, but from this week, and carry them on to the next week. And that way, all my collages here, I have put them on a safety pin. There are 70 here now. They would, when I line them up at the end, they would fit together nicely because I keep them in the same ball game in these earth colors and a single color in turquoise greenish, so they would look nice together. But you can find all the other I have done here on the playlist for this year's project. But let us start with what I am up for today. These 2 papers are from the papers I have carried over for last week. And the 3 new papers are these 2 and this turquoise greenish one. It's in fact a transfer. I had printed a black and white copy out on a laser printer and made that transfer. You can only do it with laser printers. Inkjet printers don't work. I can tell you, I have tried, but it doesn't work. But this one worked okay. It's not clear and crispy, but I like it. So these are the 5 papers for my collage. And for my special paper this week here, I have chosen these things here. Tissue paper where I have painted circles and ovals on. And perhaps if you follow my channel here once in a while, you can remember about a month ago I made these collages here where I showed you how to make these things here and put them in my collages. I would put a link for this also in the description box here under the video. But these I will put a piece on every week here, every day here in this week. And I have some gold and some bronze and some copper in 3 different shapes. So let us get started. Instead of having big pieces of paper, I often find it easier to just tear some bits out of the bigger paper and have them lying here beside me so I can play with them. These 3 bits here are from last week, so it's obvious to start using them. And then I have these strips here, and I can see I don't like the white border, so I will just cut that off. And the same here. So I think this is a quite interesting paper, so perhaps I want a big piece of this here just to see how that would look. And then I can take some smaller pieces here of the other papers Perhaps just let them run down here on the left side. There and there and there, and then there was this piece also. Something like this, and I really like this. It's a big chunk, this one here, but then I have the option of putting something like this on it. And in fact, that's quite funny. This shape here is a rectangle, these shapes there, and that's the same that is in this piece here. So I think that would fit very nice on here. If I want it this way or that way, I will decide when I have glued these papers on. I think you have seen me gluing so much here in this series, and I don't know if it's so interesting to look at, but I can quickly show you how I would do it. This is the last piece I will glue on, and then this piece and this piece and this piece, and then start with this one. So that is the order I will do it in. So I can quickly do that. It won't take very long. And then I think for the rest of the week I can show you the order I'm gluing my papers in, but glue them out of camera. And of course you can use matte medium if you want. You can see I pushed it a little up, and that is because I want these shapes to be a little different in size, so they aren't the same, exactly the same size, all of them. That makes the collage more interesting to look at. And find my cloth here in my drawer. There it is. And then there's this piece. I will just put glue on that also. I think I will see if I can use much of the turquoise paper in all of this week's collages here, because then I have a place to put that little tissue circle or oval shape or square there. And the best will be to let it dry, and while it's dry I can take care of this white there. I don't like that white thing there, and I have a small bowl here of my Caran d'Ache, so I will just take that. It doesn't need much because they are quite pigmented, these Caran d'Ache ones here. That was better, I think. There and there. And then I can cut the edges clean. And that is what I meant about it is better if it's dry, because sometimes the papers are hanging onto your scissors. I think it is so funny. One lady told me I said scissor, and she not corrected me, but she kindly told me that it is named scissors because, yeah, for me scissor is one and scissors are two, but that isn't so in real life. So this is scissors, and that is funny for a Danish person. yeah, but you learn as long as you live. And where is my little thing here? There it is. Again, you can turn it in every direction you want to see which way you want it. And I think this one is so big, so I don't want it this way or that way, but it can go that way or that way. I don't think it is so important if it's one thing or another. So I think I will put it there, and I can quickly show you how I do with these here. I have my water brush. This is a painted acrylic paint on tissue paper, and I take, oh, there's a little color on, but that doesn't matter. Then I take my water brush and I go around it. I also showed it in the other video here. And then you can quite easily tear it out, and the papers fray so nicely. And that is good when you are now in a little moment are gluing it down, because then it won't melt into to the surface. Oh, I have glue on my finger. Yeah, and I don't want the one in the middle either. So I also put water on there, and carefully I remove that paper also. Tissue paper don't like water, then it tears and nearly dissolves. So there you have a little nice square like this. So on with it, and if I wasn't filming, I would have used matte medium or glossy medium, because then the tissue would melt even more into the surface. Oops. It's a little, yeah, you would have to be a little careful like this, and then I can finish it down. And again, in this series I have my black lines, so I will make a black line all the way down here to give it some more definition. Like that. Take my water brush and just smear it a little out. And this is how it looks. So let me write here on the back. Week 11, day 71, and today is the 4th of May, 2025. There would be close-ups at the end of the video, but here it is. So, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. So, this is a collage here from day 72, and welcome. And I have already made it. I was up early here this morning. So, again, where do I want to put this? And I think perhaps I can turn it this way this time. I think I want to put it there. Again, you can see that is where the rule of thirds, again, there. It is nice. So I will just hurry and glue this on here. Oopsie. Now my glue stick is nearly used up, so I will have to find another one. And you can see, since there is I know it's a square, but if you think of this it's not a solid square, there's a hole here in the middle, and if I put it there, for instance, I would have 3 different papers peeking out of the hole, and that I don't like that. I don't know why, but I don't. So I would do it like this here. But I think I want the black line here. And then we can play with it and let it go inside the square there. Like that. And there is a black line there. Or not black, but a white border I don't like there. So away with that. And perhaps it's going to need a little more color down here. So we'll just help it on its way. You can see the tissue paper is nearly melting into the surface. There. That was better. What about there? There's also something there. Yeah, typical me. I can always find some little white thing. The thing I'm doing here is just giving it a little more glue on the top and use my fingers, then it would dilute or make the little snips of the white tissue paper even disappear more. So here it is. Let us write here week 11, day 32, and today it is the 5th of May 2025. There you go. Nice, nice. Farvel, farvel, and see you tomorrow, or as we say in Danish, vi ses i morgen. Hej, hej. Good morning, and welcome to day 33 here in my 100-day project. And I got thinking about here when I brushed my teeth this morning, if I could perhaps do some things that reminds of the log cabin pattern when you are doing patchwork. So I think I will see if I can start with a real, not real, but when you do caplogging, the middle little square is always supposed to be red, but I don't have reds here in my papers here, so I think I will just use this one because I have decided this is the piece of paper I want to have most of in my collage. So yeah, I know I'll do it. I won't audition it like I used to do in the other collages. I would start putting this one down and see what happens. Just to try to do it a little differently. So on with that here in the corner. There. You have a few seconds, you can slide your papers around. And the way you do this caplogging there, log cabin, I always switch the words around. Is you go like this with a piece of cloth, and in this case fabric, and then you go this way, and then you go this way and this way. But since this is out of my paper, I will only do it on this side here. So I think I just will, let me see here, there, glue that on. It is really committing without knowing what I'm doing in fact here, but let us see if it will end up nice. And of course I hope it would end up nice, and it will. I know all the papers are looking fine together, so why not? And then this piece there, perhaps I should try to make another one tomorrow where I do it the right way with putting a square in the middle instead of this here, like this. And then I would have these last two papers. It is this one here, that would go that way, and this one there. There, and this one down here. There. So yeah, in fact this was supposed to go over there, so let me see if this is okay. Yeah, I think I can use this one. No, it isn't big enough. So let me see here. That is better. So on with these. There. And here is this one. It looks a little funny now, but it will be better when I cut the edges clean, I think. There. So I will just squeeze it a little down here and cut my edges clean here. Oops, don't cut in your... There it is. And I made it this way. So now for the little extra thing here. Again, I would have all kinds of papers here in the hole, and I really don't like that. So the obvious way to put it would be here. But let me see here. This is better perhaps. It is nearly slam bam in the middle, and I don't like that. So perhaps it just would end up only in the blue. So is it to be this one or this one? And I think I like the gold one. So let us commit and glue that down. There it goes. And perhaps a white, no, not a white, but a black line all the way here. There. There. And my water brush, here it is. Yeah, I think this is fine. So let us commit here and write on the back. Week 11 day. Oh, it is nearly running out of ink, I think. Day 32, and it is the 6th of May 2025. Yeah, it is. Take care. See you tomorrow. Hi. Good morning and welcome to day 70. Nee, yo, 74. So it is 74, yeah. Me and these English numbers, you're saying the opposite way of what I'm saying them in Danish. So sometimes I get a little confused. But I don't know if you remember, yesterday I talked about doing a pattern from Patchwork that is called Collage. And I had tried that here, so it ended up quite blue. Perhaps I should just have made these pieces bigger and not have a blue border around it, but it ended up like this. So now it needs the focal point, or this piece of special paper I was determined to use here in this week here. And since it is so squarey, I think the best way would be to use this one. And I know it sits slam bam in the middle, but I think that works best. I can't see anywhere else to place it and it would look nice. And if I take this shape, yeah, if it had been a little smaller, perhaps it could have worked, but it is too small, too big here, I think. So I think I would go for this one here in this case here. Not the normal way I do it, but it doesn't always have to be normal or the way you used to do things. Sometimes it is nice to do it differently. But I got thinking about, I'm not a patchworker in any way, but I know what it is, and I know there are all kinds of different patterns in this patchwork world, and perhaps some of them could be translated into collages. That would be an option. So that was something I could try to explore another time, perhaps finding some interesting patchwork patterns and make collages with these patterns. That could be quite fun. But that must be another project. But this is how it ended, and I already written week 11, day 74, and the 7th of May. So this was it. Bye bye, and I will see you again tomorrow. Hi. Good morning and welcome to day 75. It is the 8th of May, and I have been up early because I have a long day today. I'm teaching this afternoon here, so I thought, why not get it done? So here it is, week 11, day 75 and the 8th of May. And here I used the oval shapes, the oval shape here of tissue paper and put on. And it is a quite big piece, so I had to put it where there was a big piece of paper I could sit it on, but I think it looks quite nice. So time is flying. Only 2 more here in this week, so I will see what will be. I will see what I will come up with tomorrow. Hi. Good morning, and welcome to day 76, and it is the 9th of May. And you can see here I have all these small bits and bobs from the other days, and I think I will just glue them down and see what happens. I will again take a bigger piece of my turquoise paper here because I like that paper. So I think I will just glue this down and see what happens. Not knowing what will happen is a little exciting or a little scary perhaps, but most of the other collages I have made, I have been what we call auditioning. So in this case I think I will just go with the flow and see if I can use up some of all my small scraps. And since there is a small place here, if I can find something that could fit in there in the length, that perhaps would be nice. And yeah, this one can there. So I will just commit and glue it down. It can end up totally lovely or totally awful. I don't know yet. But sometimes you will have to take a risk, I think, or see what happens. Yeah, I think I will go with this one there. There are no rhyme or reason in what I'm doing right now, but that's the exciting parts, I think. And this one could go there. But that's the same. I don't, yeah. Perhaps I need to use some other pieces also, because then it will end up with I'm not having enough papers. But I think I like the brown one there. Slide it a little up there. So that is too small. That is also the same. I need some of the orange paper. I can see I must have a bit of it up here. Like that. And oh, I don't like that straight edge there, so I will hurry. And I know I get glue everywhere, but there it goes. No, it don't. Yeah, it looks a little strange. Yeah. There it goes. Nearly was wiping all the glue off, so I will just give it a little extra here. There. I moved it because I liked the line to be some way even there. So that is why I pushed it a little further down. So now I have this piece here. I can make it this color, or I can also do it a little different than I'm doing in all the other collages, where I normally don't have the color one place, but what the heck, it is my collages, I can do what I want. So I think I will go for the turquoise up here. There. There's a lot happening in this one here, I should say. What about this piece here? Yeah, I think I do like that. So I know that's a strange one, this one. But strange is also good sometimes. and let us see how it looks. It always looks different when you have straight edges or it is cut clean. You can better see what it looks, or how it looks, and if you like it or if you don't like it. And I'm entitled to not to like this one because this was a funny one to make. But in fact I like it. I in fact like this up here. And this needs a little help, so I will take my dash here, my orange one, and my water brush. And go over that there. Yeah, and I think again I have these options for these two here, and since this is the biggest piece, it would be obvious to put it up here. And if I do, I think I would put it this way. Yeah, that looks nice. You can see something nice happened because I took the risk of just putting things down. And I think it looks different, but compared to some of the others I have made. And that is nice. It is always nice to discover something new and something new you like and like to do. So I think I will try to do that more often. Just go with the snips on my table and see what happens. And the black line here. There it goes. And again I will put some glue on here to make that tissue paper disappear even more. Sometimes you can scratch it off when it's wet with glue. You can see here. There it was. A nice one, this one. So let me hurry and write the date here on the back. Week 70. No, it's not 76. It is week 11 and day 76. And it is the 9th of May 2021. Oh my. I don't think I can write the right way today. But who cares? As long as I can make collages, all is fine. So, yeah. Farvel, og vi ses i morgen, as we say in Danish, or goodbye, and I will see you for the last day of the week tomorrow. Hej. Good morning to the last day in week 11. It is day 77 here in my 100-day project. And this is what it ended up like, and it is again a little different than most of the others I have made, and I like it very much. These thin stripes are where I have the papers several times, and then a bigger stripe of the turquoise one here. So this is how it ended up, like this. I will put them all for this week on the white border so you could see them better, and then I can take some close-ups also. So here they are, all the 7 of them, and I think compared to some of all the others I have made, there's something is happening when you just use the smallest scraps you have on your table and just glue them down, not knowing what you're doing. And this one I really like, with all these thin stripes, and they are like there are several of them in the same papers, and I like that. And I also think of the idea of making collages and taking some of the patterns from the patchwork world. You can get some interesting things there. So I think I will explore that a little more in another project perhaps. But color-wise, I think they are quite lovely. I really like these colors together, but that's not a surprise for you who knows me. But tell me what you think about this way of doing it, just gluing down without knowing what you're doing or what it would end up, compared to the way where you audition your papers before you commit and glue them down. There's a big difference in doing it, I think. It is quite freeing if you dare to do it like this. But I hope you have been inspired, and I hope you have learned some tips and tricks here by seeing my video here. And I really, really hope you will give my video a thumbs up and consider subscribing my little Danish channel. It is not so easy to be a little Danish channel here in this big English-speaking world. So please help me get better, and give it a try yourself if you want to. But I will just say to you, take care and be creative, and see you next week for another week in my 100-day project. Bye bye, farvel, so long.